Welcome to another episode of Hoosiernerds Podcast with your hosts Mikey, Tim, and the two Chris's. Today we got movie news for you. We got some anniversaries of classics for you, and then we got some sports news we want to talk about. So let's start with some movie news. Just gotta not hit the wrong button and close all my tabs. All right,
My
shut up,
first time using a computer.
shut up, Tim. Um, Bird Box 2 has started development for Netflix.
Okay, so
Now,
what's going to be I mean, are they starting at the where the other left off? Is that what they're doing, or do we know any
from,
logistics about?
from the looks, it's going to be 5 years after the original one, and
Okay.
it follows Sandra Bullock, which you know what, I liked Bird Box. It had its problems, but I'm looking forward to the sequel. I've been needing another like good scary movie to watch because there hasn't been any in a while.
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. I thought it was very well put together, and I enjoyed it very much.
Come on now.
Oh no.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that ad. Um, but no, it was good. So Sandra Bullock's in this one as well.
Yeah, from the looks of it, like I said, it takes place 5 years after the original one, and it's gonna be, it's gonna have Sandra Bullock in it, but it's gonna be more about the kids, from what this article says.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that,
No, that'll work. That's good. That's
Mhm.
good. I'll look forward to that. What else we got going?
Charlize Theron, however you say her name, I butchered it. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Yes.
Basically confirmed Atomic Blonde 2 is coming to Netflix. And if it's as good as the first one, I will be happy. That first Atomic Blonde movie is one of the best action movies to come out in like the last 4 years.
That came out in theaters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
That's odd.
It came out in 2017.
Huh.
It only had a budget of 30 million, but it made over 100 million worldwide. But it had that 9-minute one cut scene, and I go back and just watch that one cut scene because it was such a great scene. And
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but one cut scenes for me, like, just sell it. It's just awesome.
Well, what about that whole movie that
Yeah,
was shot in one?
1918, or was it?
Oh yeah, 1918.
Yeah,
But-
that was.
Yeah, or 1917, not 1918.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I feel like there's definitely
Yeah,
a
well.
good way to keep the audience's attention.
Yeah,
If you never like camera cut away, there's really no time for the audience member to breathe.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
my
that's what in the very first Halloween, that whole first segment is shot one continuous shot, like the first 2 or 3 minutes, and that was revolutionary at its time, being it was 1978. But that whole first scene was one shot. So
I always enjoy watching like the behind the scenes of them trying to shoot that, because Game of Thrones did it for the Battle of Castle Black when the wildlings are invading, where they have the camera pan around and there's that when they're in the courtyard of the castle fighting, and it's just such a great scene. And
Right.
I go back like every couple of months and rewatch the making of that scene.
Yep. What was it? There was another one I thought of. Oh, I think John Wick did it.
Yeah, John Wick had one.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Daredevil, that in the Daredevil series for Netflix, that was like their big thing too. Was there'd be one episode that was like just one shot basically.
I actually thought of something random I wanted to add to the podcast, but I'll do it after.
Okay,
all right,
It's
all right.
something that I'm
little
watching.
teaser there.
What else we got as far as movie news, guys? I don't have anything. So
Speaking of Halloween, they just released a small trailer for the new one in 2020, Halloween Kills. It's bringing back Jason. Jason.
Jason,
Yeah,
really?
no,
No, it's
Michael.
He's wrong.
God, yeah. I don't watch too many of these. It's bringing back Michael and Jamie Lee Curtis. And all I remember seeing
She's
is
gonna be
them
in 100 now. Jesus.
going
How
away
many
from
Halloween is she gonna be in?
the Jamie Lee
Jamie
Curtis.
Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
She's
No.
the only one that can beat.
I know
Michael
she's
Myers.
not 100. I'm just
We gotta- And you got to completely skip the fact that she cut his head off in like Halloween, like 6 or 7 or something like that. You just throw that one out. That's not even part of the canon. That was just a dream, I'm guessing. I don't know, but she
Yeah,
went.
the trailer only showed them riding away with the house burning from the 2018 movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
2018.
And she just screaming, let it burn as fire trucks passed.
I
Then
really
you
I
see
thought it
them.
was this head is on fire.
So that's going to be a Halloween October movie
Good.
that everyone can watch.
We need that.
I'm excited. The last one was really good.
The
So
last one was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
kind of sad that like there's so many of them, but it's one of the few reboots that's actually worked.
Well, that was an 80s, 90s thing where they just continuously made bad.
I mean, how old is Michael? Like 60, 70 years old?
He's got to,
And,
well,
yeah.
yeah, he's got to be.
Or
in
is
his
he just like
60s by now.
immortal?
I think
he's
we've learned
supposed
he's
to be
immortal.
immortal.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be in his 60s by now. Yeah, easy in his 60s, maybe in his 70s. Well, she'd be younger and older than Jamie Lee Curtis, so he's probably in the 60s or 70s. He's just a really angry old man at this point.
Yeah. Get
I
off
mean,
my lawn.
aren't we all just angry old men?
I know I am.
I'm definitely already an angry old man sometimes.
Yeah, I give you guys 20 years and you whatever generation is going on now. You hate those
I
people
give
too.
myself like 5.
We'll be the new
Alright,
boomers making
I'm
fun
already. I tell a couple of my friends this all the time. I'm like, you realize that we're already like those shows where it's like, I stop people from becoming their parents. Like, there's no stopping becoming your parents. Everybody becomes their parents.
of.
I'm already like, these kids' music sucks.
Oh,
Great
the new
example.
music is horrible.
Good example. Fortnite, cancer on society. I think it's an awful game. I think it's a terrible game. I think the whole battle royale mode is trash. But is that because I am an old son of a bitch, or is it because it's a really bad game, and I
Tim,
find it hard to believe that
a
it's that
bad
bad
game.
of a game. And just
Tim,
an old man.
we played the crap out of the survival mode
So
when it was
Save the
actually
World
good.
is fun. I'm talking about battle royale.
Victory Royale. We're gonna drop Tilted Towers.
I,
I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Thank
I'm
God.
like,
I'm so
music.
glad I don't know what y'all are talking about.
We're just talking about a type of game that is essentially taking over the
Oh, I know about
game
the game.
industry.
That's all I know is that it exists, and I think I'm glad that
Well,
I only.
Like, I go to my nephew's house and he's like, "Oh, hey, you want to play Fortnite? Like, you want to play something else? Like, oh, cool, we can play Nerf guns with my Fortnite guns. Like, like, I'm gonna give you Zelda. I'm gonna give you every single Zelda game ever. Then come back and talk to me."
give him Fallout or something. Jeez. But going back to Netflix, their Wars for Cybertron is coming out pretty soon. Are you guys excited for that?
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah,
Same.
it should be really
If you
good.
didn't recognize the sarcasm in my voice,
Oh yeah, totally.
July 30th.
I will have to
Mark
check
it on
it
your
out.
calendar.
I'm all about checking stuff out. I did
I mean-
enjoy the Harley Quinn cartoon, so
Well, Transformers Prime was awesome. So I have faith in War for Cybertron. The trailers look
think
good,
back
so
and watch all of them again. I only remember the first 2, maybe. The last one I watched was the one before the or the one with the Dinobots.
Oh, you're talking the movies.
Yes.
Oh no, this is animated.
This is animated cartoon.
Oh shit! That's even
Yeah.
better.
And it takes place on Cybertron. It's like I don't think it's always all these Transformers movies and other series. They've always taken place on Earth, I believe. I may be wrong, but
The very
it's like the first
20
time we see Cybertron.
the very first 20 minutes or 30 minutes of Bumblebee was on Cybertron, and it was
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like it was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, it was
The
all
cart-
Cybertron.
the cartoons
It was
are really good. I like every cartoon, every Transformer cartoon animation version is always good.
I don't like some of the older ones because I don't think they held up well to
Hey,
today's.
shut up! That's my generation. I love those cartoons.
Well, if they didn't have to make them with, sticks and bubble gum, they'd probably look better.
It's animation. It ain't.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It ain't like watching
it was
Davy
called
and Goliath or
claymation.
Gumby. It's not.
I think it
it's
was
not
claymation back then.
It's not claymation.
Back in the day.
Animation's better than any of that crap I got going on right now.
Yeah.
My day,
Oh
animation
wow!
was better and we liked it.
Our cartoons didn't talk to us. They said, "Meep, meep," and then ran off a cliff.
The voice for Optimus is gonna be Jake Fauci. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's like, I don't even think he's 18 yet, but he got famous because he does the voice so well on like YouTube or something.
What?
Yeah,
Ain't
look
that
him up.
how-
He's
ain't that how the lead singer of Journey got found? Was because he was at a karaoke.
yeah,
somewhere
basically.
on YouTube and
Say, I
found
can
out.
promise you 100% that the lead singer of Journey did not get founded on YouTube.
No,
He did. The new one did.
yeah, the
yes.
new guy. The new
The
guy
new
was
guy.
basically
The Asian guy. I'm not talking about Steve Perry.
yeah. The new guy. He was like he did like a tribute band for
He's,
So-
Journey.
some-
He's Filipino. Yeah, he was like a Filipino. No, seriously. And because he sounds so much like Steve Perry, they hired him to be the lead singer of
I
Journey.
thought
That's
you
a
were
true
just losing
story.
your concept of time.
No.
I mean, we can start talking about Solo again with him.
No. So disappointed in that movie. What a hunk of crap.
You take that back.
No, it is a hunk of crap. It's as bad as episode 1.
Whoa.
All right. Don't even get me going because we all know Return of the Jedi is one of the worst Star Wars movies.
It is not as bad as episode 1.
I would have to agree that they're probably right in the same ballpark.
No. Jar Jar Binks is by far worse than
can't-
any
This
furry ass
got
teddy bear
out.
on Endor. I'm
George
gonna say that
Lucas
right
was just going through his furry phase.
now. God, that
Jar
whole
Jar is just
that
the
whole
comedy.
bumbling
He's the
cartoon save the day
comedy
Bugs Bunny
Like,
episode
gets
at the end that he
stuck in
saved
the-
the war.
He gets stuck. He gets his
Ridiculous.
head stuck in the things. And
It's like watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon, like Bugs Bunny saves the day accidentally. It is the same
We
concept.
needed a little bit of comedy. It was too serious.
It's awful. It is just that's too much comedy. You know, R2D2 cussing at C3PO, that's the kind of comedy I'm all for. But not some bumbling cartoon.
It's like
really.
Nope.
It's like watching South Park. You know what he's saying. You know, we all know what Kenny's saying. It's the same thing. We all know what R2D2's saying.
Has anybody? Everybody has. Like I feel like laughing is gonna rip all my stitches out.
Don't make Tim laugh or he's gonna bleed out.
Has anybody seen the Oh, son of a bitch!
Come
Don't
on,
do
Tim. Think.
I just watched it. What were we just talking about? Oh, my face.
We were talking about Star Wars.
Oh, the Family Guy Star Wars,
Oh,
like
no.
the
Those never happened.
they're so funny. If you ever get bored, go watch the Family Guy trilogy of the old movies. like when Han, right? Han. Now my memory of the old movies are not as good as the memory of the new
Oh
movies
my
because
God, that is the saddest thing
here,
I've ever
here
heard
we
in my
go.
life.
All right, okay, Boomer. All right, those are your movies. My movies are 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I know those movies better. I wouldn't even be a Star Wars fan without Darth Maul being sliced in half. So,
Yeah, don't get me started on that argument either.
um,
How he shows up
he-
as a robot.
they just need to bring in Savage Opress. That'd be great.
Savage is dead.
Oh man, wow,
Palpatine killed him.
son of a bitch.
All right.
But
Spoilers.
so hold on. When they're trying to escape the Death Star the first time, and they get out of the trash compactor. In the Family Guy version, they are trying to get a couch. There's a perfectly good couch in the trash compactor. So they're trying to, while they're getting shot at by stormtroopers, they're like, turn it, turn it. You see it from my end? You see it from my end? All right, tilt it. But in that way, the whole time, I think they end up flying out of the Death Star with Peter holding on to the couch as they're flying away out of the Death Star. It's hilarious. It's so funny.
All right,
All right.
so
Back on topic.
back on. How did we get so far off topic?
I have no idea. It's his fault.
It is your
Back to Netflix. Back to
ridiculous.
Netflix releases.
Back to Netflix to yeah.
The a new trailer for Umbrella Academy season 2 came out, and it looks awesome. I know you watched it, Mikey, but Chris and Tim, did you watch Umbrella Academy?
No, I never did.
Oh my
Time to watch
gosh!
all these series. What? I'm sorry. I've been watching other stuff. You know.
Yeah, you've
I
been
can't
watching
watch
13
everything, Chris.
Reasons Why, and
That's right. I did.
No,
because I was invested
Showgirls.
in-
Tim's
Yeah,
watching.
I've been on. We'll get to Showgirls later. But no, like I've been watching. What is it Yellowstone? Best show on TV right now is Yellowstone.
I would argue that it's Snowpiercer, but that's just me.
Deep Space Nine.
It's not on TV right now.
It is for me.
Anyway, so go ahead. No, I have not watched Umbrella Academy. Sadly, sorry.
Basically, do you know anything about the show?
No.
Do you know anything about Resident Evil?
About what?
Resident Evil?
Yeah. I played Resident Evil on the PlayStation. How about
All
them
right.
apples?
Let's try and stay on topic. Don't go into Star Trek again or Star Wars again.
I said
Um,
Resident.
No.
Resident
Tim.
Evil. He asked me if
Tim,
I played.
no.
I played Resident Evil. Yes. So, so the Umbrella Academy is what?
It's
It's
basically
been 20 years since I played.
basically
that
there's
game.
like it's not about Resident Evil.
Isn't it?
No,
Umbrella
it's not.
Academy?
Umbrella
That's the-
Academy.
No, Umbrella Academy's about like in like the 80s, like 40 kids were born like instantly, like their moms got pregnant and gave birth the same
what?
day.
Time out. In Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
In
the
Resident Evil,
Umbrella.
hold on. In Resident Evil, it's the Umbrella Corporation.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
In
Okay.
this is the Umbrella
Ridiculous
Academy because
TV
this guy.
show.
So they stole the name
Yeah,
Umbrella
seriously.
Academy
Are
from
you
the
kidding
video
right
game.
now? I'm so mad.
Now I won't watch it.
Holy shit!
And then,
Who's
and then
who's the
Satan
demon
has
talking?
joined the.
Who's Satan?
has-
a
Satan's
member,
joined the podcast.
a member of Anonymous shows up.
Yes, Satan. What do you have to say?
Only Zool. Zool's here.
Zoltan. Zoltar.
I think it's Mikey. Mikey, your mic is really bad.
No, stop it. It really sounded like Satan was in the party for a second.
God. You're going to die. Tell me your soul.
Oh man.
See what happens when you all play too many video games and Satan shows up in your pod.
But okay, so going back to Umbrella Academy before Satan joined us, It's basically about kids with superpowers, and the reason it's called the Umbrella Academy is because the guy's signal or signet was an umbrella,
Ah,
and I kind of that's about it. It was a symbol. He's like an ultra rich billionaire, and that was like his family's crest was an umbrella.
Okay.
And basically, he tried to like adopt all like 40 kids that were born that day, but he only got like 8 of them, I think it was. And they all start developing like superpowers. Like one super strong, another one, controls like teleport. It's like just a bunch of superpowers, and he tries to make a superpower team to like help people. And
So it's like a
then
ripoff of the X-Men. And
it's like a ripoff of the X-Men, but then teenage angst, and all the kids break apart and go do other things.
oh, okay.
And then he dies, and since he basically his dad, they all come back and try to figure out how he died or why he died, basically. And then they try to stop the end of the world because he saw it coming, but the only way to get them together to solve the end of the world was killing himself, basically. Spoiler.
Sounds like Heroes.
It's kind of a mixture of Heroes and X-Men. It really is. I didn't really think about that.
I'll have to check it out. Maybe.
But
We'll see if I can fit it in my schedule.
Do it.
All right.
Do it. Satan commands you. All right, Mikey, are you able to talk again? Mikey?
I'm just waiting to get dragged out of my bed into hell.
All right, Mikey's having technical difficulties, so I'll do this one for him. Tenet announced that they're not going to do any digital release. It's going to be straight to theaters. I'm actually kind of happy about that because I don't want the theaters to close down.
I just hope it don't suck.
I trust Christopher Nolan, so I think it'll be good. The trailer. Is there more than one trailer?
The trailer looks good.
Yeah, but I have no idea what's happening. I just know, this word opens doors for you, and that's all I know. And it's like time travel, and they're trying to stop World War III or something. That's all I get.
Didn't he do that with that Leonardo DiCaprio movie? It's the same type of. What was that? With Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh.
Ain't that a Christopher Nolan movie?
Yeah, that is. What is that called? Inception.
Inception, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mikey?
Yep, I'm here.
There you go.
He's here.
He's not possessed anymore.
It's not Satan anymore, thank God.
Jesus.
All right. So do we know the release date of Tenet?
Let me look it up right now.
That's what I was gonna do.
It's August 12th.
Okay.
I know.
Our movies here are supposed to open up at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, AMC is supposed to open up like July 30th, I think. So
right.
the three of us, that live within town should go see it, and Tim should go see it by himself. Then
I'll meet you guys there.
You better start driving. Well, not right now because oral surgery and everything.
Yeah, I can't technically drive right now.
Well, I won't say anything. All right.
All right.
So,
Next.
Who here watched Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix? It's a big Netflix day, boys.
It is a big Netflix. I watched the first 2 episodes.
Netflix
and
again.
It is really good.
How many episodes did you watch, Mikey?
The first 3.
Okay, so you got to the French episode,
Yes.
and then I watched the entire thing. What are you guys' initial thoughts on it right now?
Outside of missing Robert Stack, it's a great show. Yes. Yeah, I think he's dead. Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's a great show. I like it. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but I'm loving it. It reminds me a lot of the old one. So Robert Stack's been dead for 17 years, guys. Okay.
The UFO episode will blow your mind.
I can't wait.
Episode you say?
Yeah, UFO episode, but it's like the second to last episode or the third to last episode. I forget. I watched
There's only
every
6 episodes, right?
Yeah, I watched all 6 in one day. That's how good it was. Well, no, I watched episode 6 the next day because I was falling asleep.
How long are the episodes?
They're an hour.
45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
I know.
about
45
50
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, they're
I
an hour.
watched 9 episodes of DS9 last night. Please, get away from me with your 5 episodes in a day.
They don't make TV like they used to. 20 episodes. Now it's like you're lucky if you get 10.
It's just because it's easier for them to do. Just like how South Park used to be 20 episodes a season,
Yeah.
18 episodes. Now it's
Well,
10 episodes and then done. 10 episodes and done. And they
I
spread
will
those 10
admit,
episodes out over 4 months.
I will admit though, the episodes are higher quality now. When there's 20 episodes, you had a lot of filler episodes, but now, with
I don't think that's necessarily true.
you gotta
Because
admit,
I would take season 4 or 5 of South Park over season 21 or 20 any day of the week.
I don't know.
Even with like, first of all, South Park never really changed like their quality. They have like
They did. They changed how their
style.
animation went.
Just
early. Yeah.
no, yeah. There was a season 7.
Season 2, I think, is when they changed their animation style.
No, season 6 or 7. They changed from doing the stupid, or maybe it was 2 or 3. They changed from doing like the little
Drawings.
capture, the capture thing. You would like set everything up for a frame,
Yeah.
take 1/60th of a second, then move everything slightly and take another 60th of a second. I think they had to do
Right.
that for their first few seasons, but I mean, like it only got like crisper. I mean, the animation didn't really
It got
change.
bit- right. No,
It
I know what
just
you're
got
saying, though.
slowly like looking nicer.
Right.
Like the mouths move better now. Like to all their like words compared to the first few seasons, but I'd still take like season 4 or 5 or one of those seasons with like 20 episodes in it over like the 10 episode Troll Trace
I don't know.
episodes.
The one, like, the example I'll give is like Star Trek, 23, 25 episodes, but they had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 filler episodes that were kind of, I don't want to say boring, but I could have lived without a couple episodes.
You can
But
always get
now,
out a couple
like
episodes.
Picard and Discovery, every episode is good and every episode does something for the story. So I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks, only having 10 episodes, but I just think that it helps the quality of each episode be enhanced because they're not having to, do a filler episode every so often.
I think they could flesh out the episodes more, or do a few more episodes. I mean, you didn't have to smash as much shit into 10 episodes that you did.
True.
Well, speaking of, okay, so I was September 4th, season 2 of The Boys starts.
Yes. Can't
And
wait.
that's only an 8-episode series, so but I'm pretty excited about season 2. Yeah, see, season 1 was only 8 episodes, so and that was enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 to 12 seems to be enough good quality episodes for shows that long. I agree with that. But yeah, there we go. September 4th, The Boys is dropping on Amazon Prime. So that's something else to look forward to this fall, guys. Yay!
Something that's not Netflix.
Right?
All right. So it's the 25th. Let's get
20
off the news.
I noticed this. Okay, so it's the 25th anniversary of the movie Showgirls, which I saw Showgirls in the movie theater because, watching Saved by the Bell as a teenager, we all wanted to see Jesse Spano with no clothes on, and why not do it on big screen instead of waiting for it till it comes out on video cassette. I watched it. I rewatched it the other night, and some movies are bad because they don't hold up. That movie was just bad from the beginning. The acting is bad. It's over dramatic. She's very over dramatic, but she was like that in Saved by the Bell, so that must be her acting style. But the movie doesn't hold up at all as far as acting, script. It's the dialogue is horrible. It's like I wrote the movie. And and at its time, that was the first mainstream NC-17 movie to come out. I didn't even go see it in the town I lived in because I didn't want to see people walking out of the theater knowing that I saw this movie. So I went somewhere. I went out of town to see it. That's a true story.
4 counties over.
Big brain move.
So I went to see it, and I remember like they were checking your ticket stubs as you went in the theater because it was in C-17. They didn't want anybody, under 17 going in, obviously, for obvious reasons.
So hold on. Is that the boomer equivalent of rated R?
Yeah, well, probably back in the day. I mean, in the 80s, it was, Porky's and Bachelor Party and other
I
just
need to watch Porky.
teen romp sex movies, Revenge of the Nerds, anything classic like that.
Revenge
But
of the Nerds.
It was the first mainstream. It's about a girl named Nomi, and she goes out to Vegas because she wants to be a star, and she gets a job as a backup dancer in this Vegas performance show, and then the headline chick treats her like crap, so she shoves her down the stairs so she can get her part. Basically, I'm sure it happens in Vegas all the time. Anger, jealousy, but it's just full of nudity. It's got
All right.
it's got it's
Does
just
she say break a leg as she pushes her down the
no,
stairs?
she doesn't. I mean, but it's got
Come
it's got a
on.
solid cast. It's got Robert Davi in it. It's got Kyle MacLachlan. It's got Gina Gershon, and then it's got Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell, which I only know as Jesse Spano from Saved by the Bell. I don't know her. Elizabeth Berkley, I think is her name.
Yes.
But it is just as bad now as it was then, and it doesn't hold up at all. Gina Gershon, I've always been a fan of Gina Gershon. She's just been in a lot of movies.
Now, what movie is better? This one or The Room?
Okay, the room's okay. So
The Room's a train wreck. Don't even.
I have a lot. Okay, so Paul Verhoeven did this movie. So he did Showgirls, right? So I expect this one to be better than The Room because Tommy Wiseau is just Tommy Wiseau. So, which we'll do. We'll talk more about The Room on another episode because I have met Tommy Wiseau. So
Wow.
We should all watch The Room because
We
it's
should
free on
wa-
Netflix or
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, we can watch that. We can watch The Room, and we can discuss that in a future episode. But it's a different kind of bad, altogether. This movie is, but you want to watch a trashy movie with a bunch of boobies in it. This was before the internet. This was every adolescent boy's dream of a movie is Showgirls because it was full frontal nudity, and I mean it had it all, and had somebody that you could see from a TV show, which, like I said, so this was every teenage boy's dream back in the 90s before the internet came around of, you record it late night on HBO or whatever movie channel you have. You record it secretly and take it to your buddy's house. And but it is the 25th anniversary of Showgirls, and I think we should honor bad movies as well as great movies. And this is a great, horrible movie that I watch off and on, time and again. I like it when they show it on TV because they put bikinis on the girls. They walk around topless, and they've got CGI like bikini tops on.
Oh my god! Okay, I
That
got
is no lie.
Now
That
I
is
have
no
to
lie.
see.
So there are clean versions of the film out there. But it is the 25th anniversary, and also it is the 20th anniversary of a movie called Almost Famous. It is written and directed. It's semi-autobiographical about Cameron Crowe. Cameron Crowe wrote Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think he did Magnolia with Tom Cruise. I think he did, what is it? The Show Me the Money movie with Tom Cruise. He did that one too.
Does he work a lot with Tom Cruise?
He does work a lot with Tom Cruise, but Almost Famous. So it's semi-autobiographical. So it's about this kid named William Miller. He's a 15-year-old kid, and he writes rock and roll reviews. And Rolling Stone gets a hold of him, and they send him on tour with a rock band. The rock band's loosely based on the Eagles, from what I understand about the movie. And it's about groupies and, basically he's a 15-year-old kid. and don't become friends with the band because you have to write what you see. And I love it. It's full. It's got Kate Hudson in it, and it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman steals the film. He's not in it very long. He's in it for maybe 10, 15 minutes of the film. Billy Crudup's in it. Frances McDormand is in it. Jason Lee, Zoe Deschanel. But it's an extremely quotable movie. It kind of relates. We can relate to this as being nerds because he goes on tour with this band and they make him feel cool, but he's not cool. He's never going to be cool because he's a journalist. And, he says, even when I thought I was cool, I knew I wasn't. And then this guy, Lester Bangs was a real person. And he wrote for Cream magazine. And so Philip Seymour Hoffman plays Lester Bangs. And he says, because we're uncool. And while women will always be a problem for us, most of the great art in the world is about that very same problem. Good-looking people don't have any spine. Their art never lasts. They get the girls, but we're smarter. And that's for every nerd out there. And that's the truth. And is the only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool. Which, why is this podcast so much fun? Because we're not cool. And we know we're not cool. But this is fun. This is great. The podcast,
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty cool.
No, you're not cool anyway. And
Chris, you've always been cool to me, buddy.
There's
Thanks,
another
man. Thanks,
there's
Tim.
another great quote, and it's about music. And Lester Bangs says it. Philip Seymour Hoffman has the greatest lines in the movie. He says, "Music, true music, not just rock and roll. It chooses you. It lives in your car or alone listening to your headphones. With the cast of scenic bridges and angelic choirs in your brain. It's a place apart from the vast benign lap of America." And there's nothing more truer than that, because everybody's got different taste in music. But you don't choose that music. That music chooses you. And I firmly believe that as a nerdy, lover of music.
Hopeless romantic over here.
Yes.
You want to go get a room with a song?
Yes. And this is true, and hopefully this comes to fruition again because record stores don't exist anymore. But at one time, this was nothing truer. It's like, it's never basically don't take life seriously, or don't take anything seriously. Because if you never take it seriously, you never get hurt. You never get hurt, you never take it seriously, you never get hurt. You always have fun, and if you ever get lonely, just go to the record store and visit your friends. Which, that's very true. You could just go to the record store.
Now it's like GameStop, or go to like the board game shop downtown.
Exactly. Well, I mean, there are record shops starting to pop up, and because I've been recently collecting vinyl, and part of that is this movie has given me the motivation to go and collect vinyl and listen to different types of music. But I could spend hours in a record store just looking at records and seeing what I want to hear next and what type of music I want to hear next. And so if you haven't seen Almost Famous, it's the 20th anniversary. Check it out. It is a great, great movie. That's all I got to say about
record store to the sock hop.
There's no sock hop. That's before that. This movie's based in the 70s, you moron.
I can't help myself. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine. Please.
Just keep coming to me.
Yeah, right. Don't stop.
All right. And now, I guess for all you non-sports fans, it's the time to tune out. But if you stay along, cool. So we're moving on to sports. And Pat McAfee, signed a massive, and I mean massive, deal with FanDuel.
More massive than Pat Mahomes.
True.
Oh yeah,
Patty Mahomes got a massive a bigger deal. But what I'm saying is, or what I love about Pat McAfee is he gave all of the boys that work with him a backpack full of $50,000.
Damn.
Do you know a little more, Mikey? Because in cash.
Yeah. So it's the first ever official partnership between a legal sports book and a sports media personality. So this opens the doors for so much going to happen. I mean, uh, FanDuel will put Pat stuff on their websites and other platforms, and Pat will have other promotions going on FanDuel. And we're lucky enough to be in Indiana where sports is legal to bet on. So, and he's based out of Indiana, so it works on all ends. FanDuel is trying to open more states to allow sports betting, but it's such a chore to do that. They file so many papers and stuff, but like they're looking at, of course, New York and Texas, and I mean
Didn't
those have
the
huge populations. So
Pat McAfee was interviewing the president of FanDuel, and he said one of these states, like each person that worked at FanDuel had to like sign an 80-page document or something like that, and I was just like, damn, that's nuts.
hmm and Pat has such a big audience or something. So I mean, this is so big for FanDuel, and it increases everything they're doing. FanDuel's is a great company. I don't sports bet hardly anymore, but when I did,
Yeah,
it was
uh,
really
I
fun to use their
FanDuel
app.
if I'm gonna bet. I don't
Same.
usually use DraftKings.
I
There's a
like
draft app at the bottom of my article right now.
I mostly like using FanDuel. Mostly, I'll admit, mostly because of Pat, but um, I use a lot of like his odds boosters. I made a lot of money for the Super Bowl. I don't know about you, Mikey, but I made like $100 for on his bets for the Super Bowl.
Nah, I struck out.
That sucks.
I'm pretty good at that.
But I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his boys. He said that I don't want to say he was losing money, but he said he lost some money with all the stuff he did over the college football season. All the flying he did and everything. So I'm so happy he's just stuck with Indiana, but he has such a huge base here that he could be around in Indiana forever.
Oh yeah, and he likes it here, so
Yeah,
it's good for him.
I think there's one. If he could change one thing, I know what it would be. It'd be a certain thing would be legal.
Yes, he likes his vitamins, but
Prostitution?
He likes his vitamins.
Oh, vitamin. Oh,
oh yeah, there
Now
you
it
go.
clicks. Now it clicks. Um. Now, what do you guys think of college football basically only doing, conference only? So, the Big Ten's only going to play Big Ten teams. Big 12 is only going to play Big 12 teams. Are those the only two that announced it so far?
yeah, I think so. But well,
They
my
only
question.
play 11 games a year, and I would say that at least 4 or 5 of their games are in their division, anyways.
All
Yeah,
that means is that Alabama don't have that cupcake team in the middle of the season like they always do.
yeah.
I mean,
Like,
they mostly play. I have no big deal with it. What is it? 3 or 4 games they're not going to play because they're not in the conference.
Yeah.
But what about the independents? I mean, I know everybody's talking about
That,
Notre Dame.
that's what I was just going to ask about. What do you guys think Notre Dame's going to do? Because they're not in a conference. So, am I just going to be screwed out of a Notre Dame season this year?
Well, I mean, aren't there some Ivy League schools that aren't playing football this
yeah,
year?
there's
I mean, not
already
that it
there's
really
already been
cares, but
a couple of the schools that said they weren't going to do a football
I
program at
think
all.
I think the entire Ivy League is not doing any
is that what it
sports this
is?
year. Yeah.
Darn. Can't
I
watch
mean,
rich kids play football.
right? I mean,
Oh.
Yale usually has a pretty good basketball team, so that's kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't have a problem with them just playing conference games, but
No, because those are the best games, anyways. Like I love SEC football. When Alabama goes to Death Valley, or vice versa, whichever one, or the
or
Iron Bowl.
They
the Iron Bowl, yeah.
They should play like at least with schools that are near them.
Well, I
'Cause
thought about that
that
too.
just screws all of those those people out of those college players are counting on having at least. I mean, obviously they're not going to Yale to. I mean, who knows?
They're
That
not going to they're not going to Yale to play to go to the NFL. But I think a lot of these kids that go to places like Notre Dame, that's their platform to shine for the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, some people work their whole lives just to step on the field one time in Notre Dame.
Like Rudy.
Rudy.
What's with the girl on the wall? What? That is such a random shot.
Yeah. Oh, what? Wait, me?
What?
Yeah,
Look at
you.
You
Where's there a girl?
on your wall.
What
The
wall?
poster.
The poster. That one. Who is that?
Stacy Keebler.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're allowed to have that one. Never mind.
Okay, I gotta look up who that is. I have no
And
idea
then
who that is.
further away is my Zelda poster over there.
Okay, now it's just getting creepy.
Oh, that girl. Okay.
Okay, so back to sports. So college football is going to start like really soon, isn't it? Don't it start in August?
Yeah, it starts August. It always starts a week or two before the NFL season starts.
Which the NFL now they're saying is going to 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
Which they've been wanting to do for a long time. I feel like now it's just their excuse finally to cut 2 preseason games out because they
Yeah.
added an extra playoff game, or they added 2 extra playoff teams.
Yeah, isn't it like half the league is going to the playoffs now? That's what it seems like. It's like hockey.
I mean, I don't mind. Playoff football is awesome. So.
Well, what is
yeah,
it? It was 8-8. Now it's 10-10. I mean, it's still better than basketball.
There's 32 teams in the NFL, though. You know how many 6-8 teams are going to go to the playoffs?
Not that
And that
many.
is not a good football game.
And
That is
these
6-8 wild card playoff games have been crap these past few years.
Knock knock. Who's there? Oh, the Giants made it to the Super Bowl and won it twice, being the wild card team. Just throwing it out there.
I'm not knocking wild card teams because you can be 10-6 and be a wild card team. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these 6-8, 7-9 teams that are making it to the playoffs, and they're going up against another 6-9 team, and the games are horrible.
That
That's
happens
what
all
we're
the
gonna run
time
in.
because all they gotta do is win their division.
You have too many playoff spots. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
less
because
is better.
not necessarily, because you can have a wicked shitty division and have somebody still win a division at 7-9, like
look
at the
Cowboys
Cowboys,
and win the division 7-9 and go into the playoffs 7-9. I mean, it's not their fault that the rest of the division sucks.
right? But it's like there's 8 million bowl games. There's a 7-9 team. Here's the problem, because you have a 7-9 team winning the division, and then you have a 10-6 team or an 11-5 team not going to the playoffs.
Well, that's what this fixes.
That's the problem. This isn't a fix, though.
It adds more wild card teams.
No, they tried to do it. Yeah, but it's still not going to make a difference if they. Oh, I mean, I guess because a wild card team could be from any division. It was
fine with the 4 divisions and then a wild card, and then the worst plays the wild card team. Then you might have one 7-9 team. This gives you more of an opportunity to have crappy teams making the playoffs.
All it takes is one crappy team to get hot and go all the way.
Like the Giants.
Yeah. We don't have to deal with 18-0.
Raiders did the same thing back in
19-0.
when they went.
We don't have to deal. Yeah, we don't have to deal with the Patriot fans right now because they were 19-0.
Listen, I have to deal with Patriot fans every day.
They're all over the place. They're as bad as Cowboy fans. They're everywhere. So, and even if there is, apparently there's going to be a season. I read somewhere, Irsay tweeted the other day, Jim Irsay, the Colts head honcho, says that they are going to have a season, and they might have games at half capacity. So,
Indianapolis already requires you to wear a mask.
Which won't hurt the Chargers any.
Right. The Chargers are, it'll look like a full stadium to the Chargers.
So, that won't hurt them. But I'm kind of anxious to see how it is. I'd love to go to a Colts game this year, maybe.
Well, I'm down to go. Like, I'm not against having to wear a mask in Marion County. Like, if I have to.
Well, here's the deal, though. Okay, so you're saying that, and let's talk about attendance. So the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is going to have the Indianapolis 500 August 23rd. We know that for a fact, right? So this weekend, the Indy cars are racing in Wisconsin, and they've basically told the fans, and this could go for any sport, but basically they've told the fans, if you want to come, you're more than welcome to come. You're not forced to wear a mask. Uh, it's at your own risk whether you want to come or not. If you want to come, great. If you're scared or nervous, don't come. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't want to wear a mask, we're not going to force you. The Indy 500, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, is kind of taken on that thought process, which I think is great because I'm not a mask wearer.
Is that where this is right now?
What?
It's IndyCar series.
No, they're in Wisconsin right now.
Is that where
But-
Sheboygan is?
I get no. That's Sheboygan's in Illinois.
That's. I think
this
that's
is-
what it is.
This is north of Milwaukee is the race this weekend. But the Indianapolis Motor Speedway has taken on the if you want to wear a mask, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to. Now that was before the mandate for Marion County, so I don't know how that's going to go. So hopefully by August 23rd, because come August 23rd at 2:30 in the afternoon, I don't want to be wearing a mask when it's 90 degrees outside, sitting in a metal grandstand. But
Good luck. I'll watch it
Right.
at home.
well, yeah, you will probably. But do other sports take on the same thing? Do baseball games take on the same thing? I mean, there's a difference because they play in domes. Football stadiums are domes. Is it different because these are outside? And that's the thinking is you're outside. If you don't want to wear a mask, you don't have to wear a mask. You know, you go at your own risk, and I'm all for that. If I'd rather take the risk, go to a sporting event. If it's indoors and you want to make wear a mask,
You should still try not to sit right next to somebody when you're outside.
Mm-hmm.
here's
Still
the
want to
deal.
be
Though.
6 feet.
I've been going to this race for over 30 years. I've never had somebody cough on me, sneeze on me, breathe down my neck.
They don't need to cough or sneeze on you. They just need to cough or sneeze in the air,
So
and
who
then you need
says
to walk through it.
so if they're 5'9" away from me, I can get it. But if they're 6 feet, I'm not.
Well, first of all, I
I'm
hope
just.
you're.
I mean,
I
I'm
hope you're
just
not
asking.
assuming that the next step after 5'9" is 6 feet because it's 3 inches after.
So
But
okay, so
I'm
if
just,
they're 5 feet 11 inches
I'm
away
just-
from me, I can get it. I can't. But if they're 6 feet, I can't. What is that? I mean, really?
No, I understand. I would just rather, from a personal standpoint, I would just rather everybody suck it up and wear a mask for the next month or two
And I agree. I have nothing. If you want to wear a mask, that's fine. But if you're wearing your mask and I'm not, then you're safe. What do you got to worry about?
But like
Actually,
you see these
you're the one
videos
safe.
of like crazy people just going around like
But that's what I'm
purposely.
saying. I'm not going. In the 30 years I've gone to this event, I've never had people walking around and just randomly coughing and hacking on people.
But like just like things that you touch and then you touch other things. I mean, this
Just
in
like when you
Germ-
go to the grocery store,
yeah. I mean,
or when you go and buy a pop at the store, or you go pick up your
There's not-
pizza.
there's
If you
not
think about the
normally
way
a-
people touch the ATM machines, they touch the machine when they put their ATM card in it to purchase something.
You're
got the
right,
guy
but
loading-
that's not
you got
normally
the
an
guy stocking the
epidemic going on.
shelves. Yeah.
I just don't think about it.
Like
I mean,
I just
It's just it's
they're
different
taking,
from my perspective because I have like 50 patients a day that are COVID positive.
but is it
Not
19?
not that many, but a lot of patients are questioning COVID and COVID this and
Well,
oh
and
hey
they should.
I was at a
And they
party
should. But
at a
they are.
party
But
2 weeks ago and now I have COVID. Well, what the hell
the,
did you go to a party for?
in the
All right.
Speedway's defense, it is going to be at half capacity, so they are going to do their best.
Yeah,
And,
no,
and like I said, you
you know,
kind of hang around with your
on
own
top of
people,
someone's lap.
right? Exactly. You're not on top of somebody, so that's why it's not that big of a
Yeah.
concern with me because you are going to be outside.
You're outside. It's gonna be less people.
There's going to be less people. So should other sports venues look into this?
I
Should
think
they do that?
I think
mean,
all sports venues should be half capacity if they're going to allow fans. And maybe not require if the county doesn't require masks, maybe suggest masks. But
Well, yeah, they can, and that's what the Speedway has done. In fact, the Speedway will be handing out masks if you want a mask. So,
and I bet they are, have Indy 500 on them or something.
and for that darn right, if they've got one, I'm going to take one, but don't mean I'm going to use it.
You'll wear it when you're working, I bet.
Well, because if I may be getting credentialed again this year, and yes, I would have to probably wear a mask the whole time. Till I go to the grandstands and sit seats.
Staying on the sports topic, I just saw an article that says, I know I'm probably the only one that cares, but for anybody that's listening, looks like Madden 21 is going to have a new game mode called The Yard, which is 6-on-6 backyard rules football.
Well, EA's looking to drop Ultimate Team. Did you see that?
There's no way that's true. Ultimate Team weighs them way too many.
The EU ruled that the Ultimate Team is gambling, and since
they could just not put it in Europe, though.
Oh, well, that's where I think that's happening. I don't know about the U.S. The U.S.
Are you talking about, is this football as in soccer?
No, Madden.
Football de Americano.
Oh, okay.
The real football.
Whoa!
Australian rules football, you mean?
No, but if Madden ever goes to crossplay, like with PC, I'll definitely get it and play again. But
definitely can get it and lose again.
You're right. I sucked that last Madden. I was horrible. But I like building my teams. I like franchise mode. But anybody got anything else they want to talk about?
No, I got 5 minutes till this race goes green. So
what'd you say, Mikey?
Yeah. Quick MLB news. I think they released the schedule last week.
Yes.
For the 60 games. For Cubs, their home opener is July 24th, so a week and a half or so. They play Milwaukee, so that should be exciting.
Is MLB, are they going to play are they only going to play like their divisions, or are they going to play like...
No, most of it's the division,
yeah.
But they will have a few non-division in there.
Okay.
I'm actually excited about baseball season with it being 60 games because it's gonna be competitive. Those 60 games, every game's gonna count. So.
Yeah.
And I might actually take this opportunity to finally use this baseball season as an excuse to get into baseball, because I've always liked baseball. It's just I have all I can deal with football and basketball, and now I'm starting to get into the other football. So it's just a lot of information.
Football.
What football? What other football? Like soccer?
Soccer, yeah.
God, I hate soccer. There's a story behind that I'm into right now.
But I'll probably be a Cubs fan. So.
Actually, the NHL has released their 24-team playoff structure schedule as well. So I'm not sure when that's starting, but we will have NHL hockey back, which is much better than soccer. So
I'm going to say right now, hockey has the best playoffs of any.
They do. They really do. Of any sport out there, hockey playoffs are the best. I can watch a hockey playoff game and not have my team playing. That's how great. And outside the NFL, but I can watch playoff hockey is the best because it goes into overtime. It goes to the best of 7. Guys are playing hurt. They're playing with ruptured kidneys, broken ribs. I mean, it is brutal, but it's a brutal drive. But yeah, it's the greatest playoff sport out there. So,
did anybody think of a way to wrap up the show? Because I totally blanked.
I just had one thing I wanted to bring up before we finish.
One more thing.
I know you guys aren't big fans of it, but Teen Titans Go yesterday had a special. They do a special every once in a while, like an hour long. It's like 10-minute episodes. Like however long, 12-minute episodes or something. It was fantastic. It was so great. It's not. It wasn't set in the normal like them saving the world or whatever. It had to do with one of their previous specials called "The Night Begins to Shine." It's really good. If you guys ever bored, get a chance. Definitely just watch it. It's
Hash.
if you like DC, you like Teen Titans. I know it's not the Teen Titans that you may know and love, but it's pretty funny and it's definitely you definitely get into it, especially when
Hashtag
they
not my
drop
Teen
some of
Titans.
these epic songs that
Hashtag
they
not my
have.
team.
Actually, the next thing right after this, because they're replaying the special right now. That's what made me bring it up. Right after this is oh no, it's later on at 2:45. It's Teen Titans Go versus the original Teen Titans. It's a movie they came out with in 2019 where it's the old Titans versus the new Titans, and they're like battling for who's the better Titan. They're doing like ridiculous things. It's pretty funny.
All right. All right. Well,
That'll
like I
wrap
said,
up. That'll wrap
yeah,
up episode 2
Make
of
sure to follow our
Hoosier
social
podcast.
medias.
yeah.
Yes.
Mikey's been killing it on Twitter. We need to step it
I'm
up on the
trying.
Facebook
Yeah,
Our Twitter
yeah.
is at PodNerds.
at Pod Nerds and Hoosier Nerds on Facebook and YouTube. And pretty soon we'll be moving to Spotify and other things. We're just getting the logistics down. All right.
Everybody
Thanks for
leaving this
listening.
podcast never has to wonder who your nerds are.
Right. Right.
All right, we're
We're
gonna
your
leave
These
it
are
there.
nerds.